So, good morning, students. Moving further in our unit cement and ceramic industries, we will see about ceramic today. So, ceramic includes all articles which are essentially silicates. The main component of any ceramic uh, equipment or ceramic will be silicon, and its silicates will be the main composition. These articles that are made of clay are mainly known as ceramics, and silicate is an important component of or major component of clay. Properties of ceramic are it is highly resistant to corrosion, high resistant to rust, low temperature conductivity, and low electrical conductivity. So high corrosion resistance and high rust resistance are good thing, but low temperature conductivity and low electrical conductivity are not as advantageous. Next, we have applications or uses of ceramics. So a lot of ceramics is also we also use in our day-to-day life, which is personal use, that is in glassware, windows, pottery, dinnerware, our plates and bowls, tiles, and ceramics and lenses. So these were the domestic uses of ceramic. Next is in medical field, compensating devices for bony joints, and in dental fixtures also a lot of times ceramic is used. Next is military application, military industries, materials for vehicles, body, ground, sea, and air sensors. So a lot of parts, vehicle parts are made using ceramic. Next is in computer domain, that is in IT domain, for insulation, transportation, and resistors, capacitors. So these are the uses in different domains. Now, raw material for manufacturing ceramic tiles or ceramic products. So the principal raw materials are sand, feldspar, ball clay, china clay, kaolin, and talc, and other. Bentonite is also one of the major can be used as a major raw material, and other materials that are used during manufacturing process of soda ash, sodium silicate, and calcium carbonate. But main are clay, talc, kaolin. Bentonite is not mentioned here, but it is also important. Functions of this raw material. So first is clay. It produces a light coloring during firing, gives plasticity and binding characteristics to the mass, enhances mechanical characteristics, produces good flow properties, and gives good density level during firing due to individual characteristics of the clay. So good density and binding characteristics of ceramic are because of clay content in it. Feldspar plays important role in achieving the vitreous nature of the body and high mechanical resistance of the product at the end of firing stage. So when we are firing the ceramic, making means it's solidifying it, feldspar plays important role in giving it mechanical strength. Acting as a flux, feldspar also facilitates during drying and release of gas during firing like other non-plastics. Next is function of silica. It allows escape of gases during drying and firing, making it more efficient in binding, reduces drying shrinkage, and increases the whiteness of the fire body. Talc, it is used in very small quantities in its manufacturing, and it is used to enhance the fluxing action of feldspathic materials. Material testing. So these are the two tests which are done on raw materials as a quality check, we can say, before starting its manufacturing. So the tests are chemical analysis by X-ray, fluorescence methodology, and second is thermal testing, and that is testing it at higher temperatures. So here is a block diagram of processes which are carried out during or carried out for production of ceramic tiles. The most common or maximum ceramic production is takes place in form of ceramic tiles. So this is raw material storage. So whichever raw materials we discussed, they are categorized or distributed into batches, and then after batching it is taken for grinding. After grinding, next step is atomization, that is it is spray dried, and silos are formed as a mixture of these raw materials. These silos are stored, and then before sieving it, they are stored. And sieving means passing it from different meshes. After that, pressing means sort of trying to bind it and to give the ceramic its main binding and vitreous property. After, it is taken for drying, and first it is normally sun dried or dried at room temperature, then it is fired for the final fired for final completely free from moisture, as well as hardened product is obtained after this firing stage. So this fired product storage, after this fired product storage, it is sorted depending upon if we are making tiles. So they may be sorted on the basis of their sizes or sometimes shapes as per the requirement, and packed and taken into storages. So this flow diagram that we saw, now we will see whatever in detail what all happens in this stages. First is batching. Batching or proportioning may be done by volume or by mass, so it depends on the manufacturer, or depending upon the final grade required. Batching is done on the basis of its weight or its volume. Next is grinding. The purpose of grinding is to obtain smaller particles out of the coarser, that is bigger ones. Also, it increases reactivity of materials. There are essentially two methods for grinding, which are wet grinding and dry grinding. So this is similar to the wet grinding or drying option of wet and dry grinding, as it is available in cement. Next, after grinding, it was atomization or spray drying. So in this process, it converts the body slip obtained from the mill to a granulate with a size distribution and moisture content suitable for pressing. So spray drying, moisture in a form of water is sprayed, and it is the quantity depends upon to just make it suitable for pressing. Two most important properties to be controlled are moisture content and size distribution of granulate. So we saw that before pressing, sieving is done. So these are the two points to be kept in mind or controlled. After this, we saw spray drying. So sieving is done and then pressing is done. So in pressing, this is a typical equipment figure of a pressing machine. So drying of ceramic tile is carried out between the pressing stage and firing process. So once it enters the pressing stage, drying starts, and it ends at especially drying by firing. Drying is performed automatically and continuously in vertical and horizontal fast dryers. Glazes are considered as one of the important materials in ceramic industry. They are glasses specially designed to have thermal expansion to match the ceramic substrate. So the obtained tiles are then glazed using these glazes. Next, after drying is firing. The requirements for successful firing are: proper firing temperature is from 750 to 1200 degrees Celsius, uniform heating and cooling of the ware, and atmosphere free from dust. Then after firing, sorting stage, the products are classified according to the quality. Also as and when needed, it can be classified according to the need of the manufacturer. Finished product testing. So these are the tests which are to be done to quality check or to carry out quality check only for of the obtained ceramic tiles. So microscopic analysis is done for to know the percentage of different content content in the form of percentage of different raw materials. Then next, technical properties are checked, its dimension. As we saw that in sorting, we can sort it on the basis of dimension. Water absorption. So water absorption test is done. It is absorbed into water for a specific duration of time, and then water quantity of water is checked, and it is seen that what amount of water it is absorbing. So water absorption should be less, and modulus of rupture and bending strength is these are the mechanical properties that are to be checked. Then surface abrasion test, creasing resistance. So we know that it is highly resistant to both corrosion and rust as well. Chemical and stain resistance. How it is behaving with different strong alkalis or strong acids, like that, and it is checked with a number of different chemicals. Stain resistance is using strong dyes or any dyeable object that whether it is the stain is remaining or it can be easily removed. So the stain should not stay on the tiles. That should be our goal. Slip resistance. So this is normal, or the required amount of friction should be there so that slipping is avoided. So these were the final finished product testings to maintain the quality of the product. So these are the disadvantages, or the main disadvantages from ceramic industry, that it causes pollution in different forms. First is air emission. Toxic gases are obtained as a part of process, and its emission should be kept in check, and proper disposal ways of proper disposal should be found. Effluents, then solid wastes, workplace pollution, that is hazards, the toxic gases, or sometimes risky equipments, or while firing. A high temperature workplace is also a potential hazard, and other hazardous wastes. So these are the disadvantages, we can say, that or the things or the problems that needs to be overcome. Impacts and effects. So if impact of air emission, impact of effluents, solid waste and workplace is to be kept as minimum as possible. So air emissions are these are the examples of air emissions. So sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide, all these emissions are sources of air pollution. And dust, silicon dioxide, kaolin clay, bentonite clay, all these are very toxic in nature, and these gases when released in air, or these clays when released in water, or or when released without proper disposal, can be serious health hazards to the nearby or wherever that if it is air pollution, it can harm, and if it is nearby river or some water body, then it can be a potential health hazard to the people using water from that water source. So these are the impacts and effects which should be solved and kept as minimum as possible. So this was introduction to ceramic industry. We saw its applications, its properties, raw materials that we are using, then its manufacturing processes, and its testing, what tests are to be done to maintain the quality, and its after effects.